Perfectly excellent.
Hey, how's it going, party people? Welcome to Perfectly Excellent. Back after a week off where I was doing something and you were doing something. We were both doing something, but this wasn't the something we were both doing. And we were both doing separate somethings.
And your something was much more fun than my something.
Not this collective something. So today we're going to collectively do something, and then continue to do things.
Unfortunately, we have to do those other things.
Got all that?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Those other somethings must be done. There's just no two ways around that, is there?
Sometimes you have to do something. I think that's like a Frank Sinatra song, isn't it?
That's a really good motto. Sometimes you have to do some things. I could hear him singing it.
I think so.
But welcome back from your something. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you as well. You miss doing this when you don't do it, and it makes it hard to do it again. Trying to get the motivation to sit in the chair, and I have been sitting in this chair so much this week, and today I have probably not been sitting in this chair for a collective maybe an hour since I've been awake.
Wow.
I've been in this chair a lot today.
You probably left some kind of mark in that chair.
I think the chair has left a mark in me at this point.
It's like symbiotic. You both just mark. You're no longer a person, and it's no longer a chair. You're one.
We are one. I'm chair back, chair face, chair back, chair.
All of them are good.
Anyway,
yeah.
But
yeah, I have no chair, so I stand all day at my desk. So I am still standing after all this time.
Yeah.
What is it? Looking like a little kid? I don't know what does that even mean?
Something like a true survivor feeling like a little kid.
Feeling like a little kid, maybe not looking like a little kid, because I don't really equate like little kids with standing. But
feeling like a true survivor, looking like a little kid. I think that. I can't think of a better way to go into the invention exchange. Can you?
Push the button, Frank.
Perfectly excellent.
All right,
we're back. We have the combination.
The invention exchange is going to be a little different today. You're going to do your standard invention exchange, starting off with you, and then we're going to veer mine into kind of like a subtopic.
Awesome. So yeah, I'll go quick. It feels like a year ago. It was New York Comic Con. What was that, like 2 weeks ago now? I don't know, but it feels like forever ago. And I missed it at the Tamashii Nation's booth. They were actually selling the Miles Morales Prowler figure from SH Figure Arts. I didn't see it until I got home, and I looked at my pictures, and I'm like, oh, that was available there. I would have bought it because it's a figure that I had on pre-order from Amazon. And I don't know, I've just been kind of like worried lately about import pre-orders through Amazon, like if they're going to show up, and if they do, is the price going to change or anything? So I was really bummed that I missed that. And then lo and behold, I get a notice from Amazon that my figure is supposed to ship. Glorious. It would be here, in like a couple days. A couple days came and went. And then I got an email from Amazon saying, hey, your figure has been delayed. And I was like, oh, here we go, right? Bummer balls. But it all worked out in the end. And my invention exchange today is I believe it's the Miles G. Morales Prowler figure from SH Figure Arts. And again, from across the Spider-Verse. I know not one of your favorites, but this is the Spider-Verse series is my absolute favorite Spidey thing of all time. So very excited to have this guy. Nice little package. It was an emotional roller coaster. I missed him. I didn't think he was going to get him. He was going to ship. He didn't ship. Now he is here in hand and has that new figure smell.
So what movie is that one from?
This is from Across the Spider-Verse. So there's Into the Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. You go in, then you go across, and eventually, I think maybe sometime next year now, we will go beyond.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Into, across,
and then but beyond.
Beyond.
So like they really can't do anything after that.
I don't know. Into a like there could be, they can go into Bath.
True. I suppose retirement,
Yeah.
retiring in the Spider-Verse.
There's into, and then there's Bed Bath and Beyond.
The Spider-
I think there's places they can go, and I hope they do go it, because I love the story. I love all the characters. Animation is dynamite. They're killing us though, like just postponing the Beyond part. Like we're already in and across. Like I'm ready for Beyond.
You're ready to be Beyond?
Ready for Beyonce.
All right. Well, then that I hope you get that soon.
And that's as standard as an invention exchange as I can get.
Pretty basic.
Basic, yes. So let's upgrade the invention exchange.
I don't know if we're upgrading it, but I'm probably extending it to the point of annoyance, because we are going to tie this into a little trip that I was on, which is why we didn't do a show last week.
Woohoo!
Perfectly excellent.
I was hoping there was going to be music.
Yeah, I completely reused the one from San Diego Comic-Con from a couple of weeks ago because I didn't have time to do anything else other than stick my name in there and change one word.
Totally fine.
So I went to San Diego last week, and it was delightful. And while there, I purchased several things that I will probably... It's going to be complicated to show them in the little screen, so we're going to probably go back and forth a bunch here.
So wait, San Diego is where California was born?
Sure.
I didn't realize that's how it worked.
Yeah.
No.
Right there. Right there. Nevada gave birth to it. It was impressive.
Yeah, wow. Must have been a big delivery room.
Yeah. Good stuff. So anyway, I've been trying to get in the habit of going to San Diego every year for the annual Rocket from the Crypt Halloween show. They're my favorite band. San Diego's a lovely town, and lots of my other friends who also like Rocket from the Crypt tend to show up in the area. So my wife and I went, and this year we decided to stay in historic Old Town San Diego, which is a very kind of like touristy area, but it also has a lot of history there, buildings that go back to the 1800s and things like that.
Okay.
It's really neat. It is also where I picked up my first t-shirt
of the trip.
The first t-shirt of the trip.
Hey, look at that.
I'm a sucker for city t-shirts, and it's got palm trees on it, and it looks surprisingly like a Pop Kid shirt that we made.
Yeah. Again, I'm a big fan of those as well. So good score there. So
it was really cool staying down there. It's very touristy for sure, and it's not like there's a ton of stuff to do in Old Town San Diego, but it's nice. It's just like a cool vibe versus staying downtown. And there are a ton of Mexican restaurants.
Awesome.
And this is my favorite one in Old Town. It's very much a tourist trap. Like it's a gigantic place. They definitely are bringing in tourists more than anything. The locals, I do not believe, hang out at this place. So they would probably chastise me for saying that this is my favorite Mexican place there, but I enjoy it immensely.
Good though, so because that's all that matters. Good food.
Cafe Coyote.
Oh, and here we go.
It's where I bought my next shirt.
Very nice.
So I got my Cafe Coyote shirt. So
that's
that was also lovely. Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
Nope, I'm still here. I'm not breaking up. Let's do it.
All right. So that's kind of what we did the first couple days. And then we went on a day where we just went to a bunch of toy stores. This is something that I really wanted to do. I've gone to San Diego. I've done the record stores, but I wanted to go to some vintage toy shops. So I did a little bit of research. I found a couple of them, and I took some pictures while we were there. And there were some great stores. Like the level of store in San Diego just crushes anything that we have here in New Jersey.
So let's take a look.
All right. So
we get to go inside.
A little, yes. We start off with Toy Addicts, which I have to say this picture is not mine. I took it from their Facebook page because I forgot to take a picture of the outside while I was there.
Tisk.
But this was a lovely little store that had a ton of stuff, lots of like really high-end condition items that were there. Not really like a lot of like junk drawers with a bunch of garbage in it. This is a place that just had like lots of just very nice stuff.
Yeah, I am scouring and looking there.
Yeah, like this is mostly kind of like GI Joe figures are in the cabinet over there. There's some turtles in the other cabinet, and then there's some like newer stuff on top that are not in the cabinets.
I did notice that. Oh, here we go. Look at that Dago. Hey, and the Jabba the Hutt shampoo. I actually still have that one. You know, mine from as a kid. And it last I checked, it still had shampoo in it. We should maybe do a live opening and see what's in it these days.
If it's just dust at this point.
It is. But this is no, I was saying this is I'm enjoying it. I see the droid factory down below there.
Yeah, it was in really good shape. It had all of its pieces. We have some Jabbas. We have one in the box. We have a Dago in the box. A bunch of cool things. This was the GI Joe section again. Lots of carded stuff. Lots of vehicles still in their box.
How are the prices?
The prices were high.
Okay.
The prices seemed very high to me. They seemed much higher than they would be on eBay, but you have to sort of balance that with not having to pay for shipping, having that instant gratification, and actually being able to look at it to make sure that something's not messed up with it. And, you know, you get screwed in the long run. It was a really cool store. I'm sorry.
I was going to say the instant gratification is definitely worth a few extra bucks there.
It's worth a few extra bucks, but I don't know that it's worth like hundreds of extra dollars because they had some things that just seemed like quite high priced. But again, this was a really cool store. I didn't buy anything while I was here because the stuff that I wanted was too expensive, and other things I just wouldn't want to carry home on an airplane. That also makes it kind of inconvenient. But cool store.
Very good.
The next store was TC's Rockets. This place was gigantic.
Wow.
This is only a section of the store. They have like all like gaming tables and stuff in the back. There's barely even any toys in this, but this is kind of like the largest picture I had of the layout. There's at least this much space on the other side of the camera just housing lots of toys. So much incredible stuff.
Wow.
Well, they must have gotten in like a GI Joe collection because they were kind of digging through that in the GI Joe world. You can't see this. There's 2 aircraft carriers in this picture.
I see one. Oh, and I see the other one. Yeah.
Like they had 2 complete aircraft carriers plus a ton of other loose vehicles on top. And then you can see on the back wall, there's boxed vehicles. There's carded figures. Like this place was bonkers. They had all of this Star Wars stuff. A lot of it, most of it graded. You know, you can probably see they have a whole bunch of like the droids figures and the Ewoks figures down there. Yeah. Like just absolutely insane stuff. You know, we got He-Man stuff, again, carded stuff, really, really, really nice conditioned loose stuff. Again, the prices were very high, especially for the graded stuff. But this place was impressive. This may be the best vintage toy store I've ever been in.
Most impressive. Did you bring anything home?
No, because again, most of the stuff that I would have wanted was either like obscenely expensive or was large.
It is large.
Yeah. So didn't get anything there, but really, 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 really awesome shop.
Yeah, it looks like good stuff. Good stuff. Good condition.
I really wish it was in New Jersey. Next, I went to the Super 7 store in San Diego.
Hey, very cool.
So they still had some of their Godzilla stuff, like they converted this to a subway station with Godzilla attacking for San Diego Comic-Con. Some of the artwork was still up, so I thought that was kind of cool. The store itself is not like super huge, and they only really have Super 7 stuff in it. But
I would imagine
it's a really, really cool store. And if you don't already have a whole bunch of stuff, which I do have a lot of the stuff in here already, it's nice to see. But I did pick up something. I picked up 2 somethings here.
Sure.
I picked up 2 new Godzilla reaction figures. We have Godzilla and we have Baragon. And what these are reaction figures that are modeled after old tin toys from the 60s.
Ah, yes.
So we have Godzilla. And we have Baragon. And
are they actually tin?
No, they're not. They're just normal, like 3 3/4-inch figures. But they're very cool. I like them a lot. I haven't opened them up yet because I wanted to show the boxes when we were doing this thing.
Very good.
But that's what I picked up at Super 7.
No shirt?
No shirts from Super 7. I had all of the shirts that I wanted. That actually, there was one shirt that I wanted, but they didn't have my size. So it goes.
Cool. Well, that's awesome that you got to check it out. That's definitely on my go-to if ever in the area, just to pop in there.
It's very nice. You know,
Yeah,
like you walk in there and you're like, oh, this is a fancy place.
Cool.
The last toy store I went to was called Now or Never. It's only a couple blocks away from Super 7. And actually, as we were checking out in Super 7, they're like, hey, make sure you go over there. So I think they do a lot of that, pushing people back and forth between the stores.
That's a good plug.
Yeah. So this was a pretty cool place. It was smaller than the other ones. Downstairs was comics, and then upstairs they have some toys. So not a ton of stuff, but some pretty cool vintage stuff. Lots of loose figures in pretty nice shape. And then I bought something out of this cabinet. And I don't think you'd be able to figure out what it was based on here. But I'll give you a quick shot.
I would think it would have to be one of the original Star Wars figures there on the left, though I can't quite see who we've got aside from Luke. I can't quite recognize, but let me scan the other shelves before I. Oh no, I do see. Are those muscles on the middle there too? The cookie jar.
Yeah. That cookie jar was awesome. I really like that cookie jar.
Yeah. What are the droids in front? Are those Black Series?
I don't remember. It wasn't those. I don't remember what they were. They look like they're probably Black Series though.
I mean, I don't know if it was the Planet of the Apes or not here. So, what did you take home?
It was off of the Star Wars shelf, and you can only kind of barely see it in this picture. I brought home this metal bank. When I was a kid, my friend Scott had this bank well into like high school. Actually, I spoke to him recently. He still has it.
Nice.
But I tried to get him to give or sell me this bank for years and years and years and years, and he would never sell it to me. So we're at this store, and I see it there, and I tell my wife the story, and she's like, "You have to buy that. Like, what are you being crazy?" So I got my Star Wars bank.
Nice, awesome. Those are the best finds.
I was very, very excited about that. So, couple more slides.
Where is it in the shot? I don't know. Oh, there it is in the center there.
Yeah, it's down behind the Pez things.
Cool.
I keep putting my mouse over it as if you can see my mouse. That's a feature that I think we need here. We need a pointer.
I guess if you had it, if you're using like PowerPoint or something, aren't you? Or no, you have.
Yeah,
there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, right?
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I also went to the Crack Shack, which I've been to before. And if this isn't the best fried chicken I've ever had, it's the second best fried chicken I ever had. Okay. It is awesome fried chicken.
I'm assuming it's like crack.
Like you crack an egg. So I got that.
And there you go, Crack Shack.
Got my shirt.
Man, you should figure out a way to like rent your body out for advertisements with all of these. Like, let them pay you to, give you the shirts and wear them.
They actually didn't even have the shirt in my size, so I ended up having to mail order it, but it showed up a couple days after I got home.
Perfect.
So we went on a haunted tour, which was awesome. I got some decent pictures of this old timey crazy mansion. No merch from the haunted tour, but this is the second time we've gone on a haunted tour of San Diego, and we tend to go on haunted tours when we go to a new city. Like we've gone to them in Tokyo, we've gone to them in Boston, we've gone to them in Chicago. Always a fun, silly time.
Awesome.
Never saw a haunting though.
You're just not there at the right time, I guess.
We also went to a dueling piano bar.
I see a lot more than pianos here. I see one piano.
There is a lot more. We met up with my friend Jimmy, and he wanted to go to this place after we went out to dinner. So we went in, and I've got to say, I have never had more fun listening to music that I hate than at this place.
Again, you have so many slogans today. This is like, they should have that on their webpage. Like, Tim, I've never had more fun listening to music that I hate.
Almost every song they played was just like the worst song that you do not want to ever have to be subjected to. But the three musicians were so talented and charismatic. And the guy who's at the piano here with the black hat, you could tell that when certain songs came up, he was just hating his life
Oh,
so much, and it made it so much more enjoyable for me. I thought
misery
that
is fun.
it
Misery is
was
definitely
fun.
fun. But wait, go back to that. So you said 3 musicians. I totally thought the guy all the way on the left was a musician as well.
Oh,
Like,
no, that guy's just at the bar or something.
I thought he was like singing. He looked like he was like doing something over there. No, he's just
nah,
miserable as well.
I don't know who that is, but the three of these folks were really cool. And I did not get merch from the dueling piano thing, but my friend Jimmy did bring me a Rocket from the Crypt shirt that I did not have.
Wow, there you go.
So this is from the Halloween show 4 years ago, which I did not go to, and I wasn't able to get anyone to track one of these down. So he knew I was looking for it, so he brought that in for me.
Nice. There you go. So
which was
consolation merch from the dueling piano bar.
which was very nice. So then we got the show, and opening for Rocket from the Crypt was Superchunk. And
Oh, get
were,
out. Did you know this going in?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. They were good. I've seen Superchunk a bunch of times, almost never on purpose. They just tend to be playing a lot of other shows that I go to.
Yeah.
They were good. They closed with Slack Mother Effer, Precision Auto, and Hyper Enough. So the end, that
was the power punch right there. Yeah.
I left very happy, but some of the other stuff was just kind of like, it's good, it's fine.
They're a band that always comes up in like, shuffle when I'm playing, and I'm like, man, there are more Superchunk songs than I don't know that I do know, like more, or at least ones that I like versus the ones that I like skip. But that's awesome.
They're a great band. I don't need any of their shirts, but they did have a tour exclusive 7-inch.
There you go.
So
And
I
you
picked
need
up
that.
the tour exclusive 7-inch. So that was good. So let me put that one down a little bit more carefully than the others. And then finally was the main event, Rocket from the Crypt Halloween show. They, as usual, they were just awesome. They are the best live band. It doesn't matter that they've been playing for over 30 years now. It doesn't matter that my back and knees and feet hurt when I go to shows. This was so much fun. They played the hits, and like at Halloween, they always do like a handful of like real deep, obscure cuts. Okay. And they played a song off the Sub Pop 7-inch. They played the B-side off the UFO 7-inch Birdman. Like they played a good amount of Circa Now stuff. They played Sturdy Wrists. They played Hippy Dippy Doo, and they closed with Glaze. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
It was a whole heck of a lot of fun, and we got 3 new Rocket from the Crypt shirts from that show.
Okay, the pink flamingos.
So we got flamingos. We got
abandon all hope. Okay, very
seems
nice.
Appropriate these days.
Yep, all hope has been abandoned. So yeah. Very nice. Very cool. Possibly some copyright infringement there. I don't know about that last one.
That's fine. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that guy. Awesome. Well, that sounds like a trip, and that is a very, very good reason to not be doing this and to be out doing that. If you're going to do something, again, that's the thing to do.
It's a pretty solid time. We love going out there. I love seeing Rocket, and then again, we have a bunch of friends. I saw Danny from Jill.
Very cool. I appreciated the photo. That was awesome.
I haven't seen him since I think 1997. Like it's been forever since I've seen him. And it was just a blast hanging out with him, hanging out with my friend Jimmy, hanging out with my friend Chris, hanging out with my friend Pat. Like I don't want to like list everyone and forget people, but I saw a lot of people that I was really excited to see.
Awesome. Good times, man. It's like and then you probably one of those trips you come home a little energized, tired, but like rejuvenated from. So kudos to you.
And it's one of those things where I'm so glad I went, because like who knows how many more times Rocket's gonna keep playing. I want to see them every single possible time I can. I want to get to 50 shows. My goal is to have seen them 50 times.
How many times? What are you at?
38.
Okay, I think that's certainly achievable.
So I think I'm going to need a tour in there with multiple stops at some point, because
annual Halloween trip is going to be tough.
It's going to be rough to get to 12 more of those, I think. But I'm going to need at least a couple double headers here and there.
Awesome. Kudos. Amen. Great time. I wish I was having as much fun as you were. Unfortunately, I was not. I have no pictures of any of that. So I'm This was good. I could live vicariously through you for all of this good fun stuff.
All right. So hopefully, I think I got through that reasonably quick, all things considered. It's a big invention exchange, but we have the main event.
We do have the main event.
Part one of the main event.
Yeah, one of some.
Some.
Perfectly excellent.
I don't remember whose idea this was. I think it might have been mine, but
I think this was your idea.
But I don't really. People love lists, right?
And I love a good list. And this was a difficult list to make. At least when we got to the ones we're going to talk about today. I think once we get to the top of the list, at least I had a much easier time up there than down here.
Yes. So the idea was we were going to rank all of the Star Wars shows, not ranking any movies, not ranking like the Ewok TV specials, not ranking any like one-off things like Vision or any of those like Tales of the Jedi, like those really short things, but
like the proper shows.
Yeah, the shows that have multiple episodes, like full length, half hour to hour long episodes,
and the newer ones too, because we didn't do like the droids either, right?
Yeah, with the cartoons or the Ewok cartoon from back then. So basically, moderately modern Star Wars stuff, because we talk about it a lot, and I think we both really enjoy most of it by and large, and we also are prone to nitpick certain things. So figured this could probably be a pretty decent conversation, and I find the list fascinating. So I came up with this cockamamie formula where you decide there's 11 shows in total. You ranked your list from number 1 to number 11. I ranked my list from number 1 to number 11. I assigned point values based on their ranking and used that to come up with an overall ranking, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. This is how you do these things, right?
I think so. It was tough with only like 2 of us and assigning point values, so I ended up having to do kind of a weird system in order to get stuff to shake out the way that we needed it to. But it's interesting.
It is. Should we dive into this?
I think we should dive into it. So the last place, number 11, was number 11 for both of us. We both ranked this last, and that's Star Wars Resistance.
Yes. And this was a bummer. Like, I mean, this show was a bummer because I thought the art style was awesome. I love the design of the ships, and I just love the whole look of this. But man, I could not get through this one. So this, I don't know if I need to put an asterisk on it, that I did not finish both seasons. I got to one episode that I remember I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like I just stopped in the middle, and it wasn't, I mean, the biggest thing for me was the main character. Like he was very difficult to watch, and just, it was like, I don't know. He kind of unwound it all for me.
He was certainly difficult to root for.
Yes.
Like you don't want him to succeed because you kind of think he's a doofus.
Yes. But not like the lovable doofus that like, come on, you can do it. It's just like, oh my God, this guy like, sucks.
Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you such a D-bag?
Yeah. And I don't know if I was like more optimistic on this than you were. Did you finish both seasons?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Through.
Yeah. But I will push through.
Yeah. I thought I liked it. And then I got to the point where I just like, there was a painful episode, and I'm like, you know what? I just can't do this anymore, which sucks. Cause again, I thought it's a cool concept, cool design. Again, I'm all about the ships and everything. I love what was his name? Bucket or whatever, the droid. I thought that was a really cool, like busted up droid. The supporting cast I thought was much better than the main character.
Yeah, the main like older fellow who's I don't remember, I haven't seen this in years, so I don't remember any of their names, but the main older guy who runs the garage, I liked him a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember their name. Kaz is the only one I remember who was the main character, and
I didn't even remember that. So you're doing. I'm also not a great name rememberer in general, but yeah. This was an easy one to kind of put at the bottom for me, for kind of the same reasons. This wasn't even before I got kind of soured on the sequel trilogy, because I think this came out in between Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. So I was pretty like stoked on it coming out, but I also thought that the way that they handled the timeline was just kind of it was just kind of dumb. Like, I'm like, why are you making this happen at this moment in time? There's so much more you could be doing, but you're boxing yourself into this weird time frame before before the First Order like really kind of takes off. But you're not doing it far enough in advance to actually show any of those machinations. It's like, hey, the week before they attack,
this is
what's
exactly
happening.
yeah.
Which I thought that was kind of dumb.
Okay. And again, maybe it wasn't we weren't the audience for this. I mean, this one felt very kid centric too.
Yeah. Anyway, so the next one is a tie. So we can flip a coin between the two. So I'll go with this one.
Okay.
So we got the Book of Boba Fett. Overall ranking tie for number 9 out of 11. I had it at number 9. You had it at number 10. So this was your second least favorite thing that's come out.
Yeah, and I wish I liked this more. I'm not going to hate on it, like, but it was just, I didn't know what the heck was happening in this show. And honestly, I think what happened was they made The Mandalorian before the Book of Boba Fett. So they had a cool Mandalorian and they just didn't know what to do with Boba Fett because it seemed like he was going to be this badass, right? When we got the first glimpse where he kills Fat Tuna, right? And then like takes over Jabba's palace. Like, I think this would have been better if it was just kind of like a series of like one-off, like memories, Boba Fett telling a story, and then they go back into an action heist thing. Yeah. I don't know that it needed to be a fully connected story because this story made no sense to me. I didn't know, was he a good guy, a bad guy? He certainly lost his edge.
He was very obviously a good guy, and I don't want that out of Boba Fett. I don't mind him being an honorable scoundrel, but like he was just like, like giving candy to children and things like that. And it's just like, that is not what I want out of Boba Fett. You're like you just said, just killed his edge. And again, I didn't hate the show. The couple Mandalorian episodes that they just kind of crammed in the middle, those are awesome.
Those were the best, yes.
But I don't even really have a problem with the show. I don't have a huge problem with the storyline. I have a problem of what they did to the Boba Fett character. That's my main issue.
Yeah, and at the end, he just really stops talking in it, right? Like he has no more lines. Like he's just there, like a decoration for a lot of those scenes.
I also do not love the mods.
I'm not even going to mention the mods. I'll leave them out. I liked the flashbacks. Or at least I want, I think that was more interesting to me than what was happening in current time.
Escaping the Sarlacc was cool. When he, even like the storyline in The Mandalorian of him getting his armor back and like, kind of doing the, I'll help you, you give me my stuff back thing. To me, that makes sense with his character. Like he has a goal. He's willing to do stuff to get to his goal. But then when he just tries to become the benevolent, whatever it is, like Diamu or whatever.
But it's so weird because he was supposed to be this crime lord, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't understand is people were celebrating that he saved the 8 people that lived in that town. And I'm like, but it just made none of it made any sense to me. And I don't know. Like I was really angry at the one scene where the Mandalorian was about to like die on the hill. Like, I'm ready to, die with you here. I'm like, no, get the hell out of there. Like you don't belong.
Why?
Here.
Well, for what reason do you owe this sort of honor to this guy?
Yeah. This is not a hill for you to die on. Yeah. Like a bantha, man. That was the one thing. But the time with the Tuskens was great. Like that was really cool stuff. Again,
he's a little too nice during that.
He was a little too nice, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want my Boba Fett to be a jerk.
Yeah. I still think, and I'll make this pitch quick, what they should have done for the Book of Boba Fett was it should have been like the Dread Pirate Roberts from The Princess Bride, where Boba Fett handed off his armor to Cobb Vanth, and then Cobb Vanth lived like new stories as Boba Fett. I think that would have been like a way to keep the character and the mythos of him alive, but we all know that it's taking on a new life, and they could have done cool things. This could have been better. I mean, I didn't hate it, but it was number 10. only just above the Resistance because of those Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I think in general the Star Wars universe hurt Boba Fett as a character quite a bit by making Mandalorians a thing. This idea that they were kind of like this ancient race that had happened, and he was one of, like, either one of the lone survivors or just happened to have their old school armor. Like, that made his character seem much more dynamic when we were kids.
Yeah.
Turning it into like an entire planet species, I don't know what you would call that, clan.
Yeah.
I feel like that waters him down quite a bit.
And then he watered himself down in his tank all the time. All right, cool. So, but you put this at number 9. I had this at number 10. So where do we go from here?
Well, the reason we have the tie is because the one that you have at number 9, I have at number 10, and that would be The Bad Batch. So the reason why I have The Bad Batch at number 10 isn't necessarily because I disliked any particular aspect of it, but the problem I had with it was that it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It had a really good concept. It had a handful of really interesting standalone episodes, but none of them ever really built to anything. None of them ever really moved the plot forward. And the very, very end, like the wrap up, the finale, like it's just sort of just like, okay, well, we're just sort of done, and Omega is going to leave, and I'm cool with that. I'm just going to hang out on this other planet and just fish. Like, it was just weird. Like, it's like everyone just sort of kind of just went like, I'm tired.
Yeah, we got to end.
I get.
Yeah. Again, I this is one that I wanted more from, and it wasn't great, but it was enjoyable to a point. I don't know. I really have nothing to say. Like, you've kind of captured it all. Like, I wish I could. There were some cool moments, right? There were some really like good standout episodes.
All of the Crosshair stuff I thought was really interesting.
That was the highlight of it. I thought that was all really cool. It was going deep into characters, and then they would just kind of like switch gears and like I don't know. I wish I could think of more interesting, like introspective things to say about the show, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay, that was it. And now they're talking about it, like I'm questioning why I put it above the Book of Boba Fett, because these two are kind of go hand in hand. If anything, I would give the Book of Boba Fett a slight advantage because of the Mandalorian episodes. And this one didn't have anything quite. It had good episodes. It was like, what, 3 seasons?
2, I think.
I thought there was more than 2. I thought there was a third.
3? I've definitely watched them all. I don't remember there being 3.
Yeah. And there you go. Like that's kind of like says enough right there, right?
Yeah. And the reason why I ranked Book of Boba Fett higher is because at least it moved something forward. And like at the end of it, I looked back and went, I don't know that I agree with the decisions they made here, but at least there was a beginning, middle, and an end, and we know what's theoretically happening next. Like there's another step, which was like, the 3rd season of The Mandalorian.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess it did take part of that. It did participate in The Mandalorian, but I don't know. And now that I think about it, I think I've got these right, because this one I watched and I'm like, okay, that was a show. Book of Boba Fett I watched and I'm like, what happened? Like, I don't understand what happened there.
Yeah. I feel like that one gets your ire up more than this one, which is just sort of there.
Yeah, and because we have baggage with Boba Fett, like you said, like favorite character from when we were kids. Amazing that he even came back, like that he's had more life now in our adulthood than he ever did, way back in the original trilogy or anything. So could have been better though.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. Number 8 overall was the Clone Wars, which I had at number 8 and you had at number 6. Mm-hmm. So should we go with the lower me first or the higher you?
Yeah,
first?
let's go with you first.
All right. So the reason why I ranked this lower probably than you did is not because there aren't some excellent episodes of this show, because there are some phenomenal chunks of time in the Clone Wars. But whenever anyone asks me about this show, the phrase that I use to describe it every single time is it's a slog to get through. There's so many episodes. There's a lot of really, really bad episodes mixed into it that to me kind of drags down the overall show a little bit. There's some awesome stuff, especially that final season, the one that kind of got delayed from everything else that they used to just sort of wrap everything up. All of those were excellent, excellent episodes. But if you look at the totality of the Clone Wars, there's a lot of episodes that are rough to get through.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're right on that. It's probably been a long time for me, and I've kind of forgotten about that, and I'm now just focused on the what I remember from it. And I don't know, I tried to watch this once, and I wish I could remember when that was, what time frame it was, because I didn't get far at all. Like I watched a few episodes and like I can't do that. And then I don't know, you must have been talking about it, or we were talking about it.
Yeah, I was pushing you on it. And I think I kept saying, like, listen, yes, it starts off pretty bad, but once it gets going, there's some really good stuff in here. There's just it's a slog. Like it's tough to get through.
But like they covered a lot of ground in this series.
Yeah.
And again, there was I was hooked. I did skip some episodes. There were some episodes that I'm like, I'm done. I'm moving on to the next. But I think that was for the benefit of everyone involved, like the show and myself, because it helped me keep going. Otherwise, I might have never made it through. But it covered so much ground, I thought, and it really put a lot more into characters that I kind of didn't really have any attachments for, or I wanted to learn more about. And I don't know, like I thought I really, really enjoyed the Clone Wars.
It does a hell of a number of rehabilitating Darth Maul.
Yes.
Like Darth Maul is such a great character, but you would never know that if you just watched the movies.
Yeah, his life outside of the movies is way better than what he got on the silver screen.
Yeah, because like I'm on record as one of those people who like I really do not like the sequel trilogy at all. As it's gotten older, it has not gotten better for me. I'm not nostalgic for it. Like I think those are very bad movies. I really dislike them immensely. But I like a lot of the Clone Wars, and the fact that they were able to take some of those absurd characters and actually make them kind of useful and make me care about them, like you said, is to be commended, because I can't believe they did that.
Dooku, Night Sisters, Asajj, like I mean, there was a lot to take away from the Clone Wars.
Even some of the little kid Boba Fett episodes were kind of cool. It kind of made sense as to how he ended up being like he was, other than the fact that then they undid that all in the book of Boba Fett.
Oops,
we did it again.
Yep.
All right.
So that's number 8. So okay, let's
number 8. Number 8 for me. So number 7 was number 6 for me, and number 7 for you. So I think that means you go first now.
Okay. This one I wanted to rewatch, because when we started making this list, this is where I really started to struggle. And I was trying to remember, because there was some things I really liked in this. I mean, I just like seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like again, because I mean, it was awesome seeing where his life led him after everything fell apart, and getting to see him face off against Darth Vader. Awesome. Right. But then I remember Flea kidnapping Princess Leia and then the Inquisitors, which weren't terrible, but Reva's story was super, super confusing. Right. And that like the fact that she was seeking revenge all this time
while murdering
Jedi children. It was neat. This had a lot of good stuff going on. Again, I probably ranked it at 7 because I wanted to rewatch it and relive some of that, but it was good. I really enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah, I have this at number 6, and I have a lot of these ones upcoming. Well, several of these ones upcoming I have rewatched. So I've watched Obi-Wan Kenobi within the past like 3 months, and it was really, really good the second time around. Well, probably the third time around, because I think I rewatched a bunch of them like as each episode was coming out. I tend to do that, but I it's a good story. The motivations for him leaving Tatooine make sense to me. the girl playing Leia, I think is precocious enough that you believe she's Leia, but
Yep.
not to the point where it turns into like Home Alone. So I think that actress did a really, really, really good job.
Yep.
I don't really have too many complaints. Like even like the flea stuff and the fake Jedi dude whose name I can't
I
remember.
forgot about him. Yeah, that was weird.
Even those things I find more charming than annoying.
Mm-hmm.
There's a camp factor to them that makes me just be like, that's Star Wars. Yeah, you can do that. Flea can give it away. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
he
all
did
right
give it.
with that.
No, he didn't give it away. He took it.
So no,
And-
I enjoy this a lot. I think they did a really good job. The only, and I mean only complaint that I really have, and it's a very, very minor one, is I think they should have grayed up Ewan McGregor a little bit more, because I think the time period is close enough to the movie, to Star Wars, where it seems like he's just a little too young in that, based on when it's supposed to be happening. But that is a minor quibble.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mostly just jealous because Ewan McGregor is aging much better than I am.
I don't know what is. I mean, he's definitely some Jedi magic going on there. But this was a great show. This is something I never thought we would get.
Yeah.
So really cool. And I had no issues with like, I think people. I think the internet like hated on Reva, if I'm recalling correctly. I was just more confused about, her plan of vengeance, where she seemed to she left a lot of damage in her wake to get revenge. So
yeah, I think that her storyline is the weakest part of the show.
Yep.
Because I think you can have that exact same season, remove her storyline, and it changes almost nothing.
Yeah,
and just to me that kind of shows that probably wasn't needed.
Yeah, they could have just had the Inquisitors like hot on his tail, and then enough said.
But still, I really liked it a lot, and I had that as my number 6. You had it at number 7.
Good,
overall,
good Star Warsing.
Number 7. So then we get to the overall number 6, which I had at 5. You had at 8, and that is The Acolyte.
I liked this. I did not hate this. Like, again, I know we have our list we have 11 things, so ranking at number 8 may seem bad, but really, the Resistance and Book of Boba Fett, and I don't even know that I'd say they were bad. Like, I just didn't like them. But most of my list beyond that are things that I enjoyed. It was just difficult to pick what I enjoyed the most. And this one, I thought it was very, very interesting, very different. I didn't have the complaints, like the internet just like crapped all over this. My complaint is that they're not going to continue the story, which is a huge bummer, because I would have liked to have seen where this went. But I don't know. There was some confusing motivations, and then maybe some things I didn't understand. But I like this showing, the Jedis were not infallible, right? They had some issues why they were meant to do well. They wanted to do good and bring order or whatever they were bringing to the galaxy, and things kind of like went sideways on this show. I'll pause there. Why don't you dive in?
Yeah, I love this show. I rewatched it like on my trip, like on the plane and stuff like that. I was able to just kind of plow through episodes. So that was really cool. This is a great show. I don't understand what people dislike about it. There are elements of it that I look at and I go, I mean, really, your problem is with that?
That's the internet sucks, right?
Yeah. So I feel like the hate towards it is so completely unfounded. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's fine. You're allowed to not like it. But I really, really liked it a lot. I thought I like the witches aspect of it. I like the fact that we kind of have this era of the Jedi that haven't been explored at all. I loved the stranger character. I think
that was the best part of the show. Yep.
Oh, I thought he was so good. The way, like the machinations of how he would manipulate people were really smart. Like it's something that you can watch it and like, yeah, this makes sense. I could see how someone would buy into this. I can see how he's getting in there. It's obvious to me, the viewer, that he's being a bad person, but I can understand how someone else might not think he was being a bad person.
Yeah, and he had a great, like, you know, when he's talking to, I don't remember, was it May? I can't remember all the characters.
OSHA was the one who started Good Guy.
Okay, so
And
then
May
May
was
was
the
talking to
assassin.
OSHA, but they were in his cave, and he was like kind of explaining his view and his position, and you're kind of like, yeah, okay,
I can see that.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I could see that.
So the other thing that I really enjoy about this is that it pokes so many holes in probably the thing I find most frustrating about the prequel trilogy and what it did to the overall lore of Star Wars, is that Jedi can't love or feel or have emotions or
I
any
hate
kind of
that
attachments or any of that
so
stuff.
much.
But this showed a huge light on why that doesn't work. That's not sustainable. People will crumble. People will do things because you can't totally suppress that sort of stuff. And I think it did a really good job of making that part of Star Wars lore that I don't like, using that to explain how the Jedi did eventually fall apart, because these are sort of like the first cracks in the foundation, is watching that team, watching
it's because
Saul.
of because of the bad writing of previous things that caused the Jedi to fall apart.
But I think they did a really good job taking what is like objectively like difficult lore to wrangle and using that to create a plot that, one, is good, and two, like serves the overall story and kind of explains the Sith and the dark side and how it sort of makes sense that the Jedi would just sort of crumble eventually.
Yeah. No, again, there was a lot going on in this. So
it was a very mature show. It's a very adult show. And I don't mean adult like profane or racy or anything like that, but it's a show you have to pay attention to. It's not like a whiz bang action show. It's something that's like, they are diving into lore in a way that I find very enjoyable.
Yep, agreed. And again, remember, like, my nitpicks were just between May and OSHA. Like, the motivations were super unclear and seemed to change on a dime. But aside from that, I really like the characters. I couldn't believe, like, spoiler, they killed that one character. Like, that hit me. You know, the Padawan, I forgot her name, but like
Kitara.
What was it? Kitara, yeah.
Kitara. Well, and then Saul at the end too. Like, which does make me wonder, like, what would they have done with season 2? Because it would have been a lot would have been done with characters I was not as excited about.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Ventress, is that her name? I can't remember. The green one.
Green lady. I don't think it was Ventress, was it? I don't remember.
I can't remember her name, and it stinks. I just watched it, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm very bad with remembering names of characters.
Hey, again, season 2, just focus on the stranger, and I think you got a huge win.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. I'm really bummed that we're not going to get a story wrapped up. I mean, I hope maybe they at least do like a couple books or something like that, just so I know not everyone's going to read the books, but I'll read them. I really want to know what happens, because I was interested, and I thought this was an awesome show.
Yeah. And I will go on record, like, again, saying the hate for this show was so stupid and so absurd that it was just disgusting to see happening.
It even infiltrated some people that we knew, which I was like, really? Okay.
Yeah. And that was even a stupid, totally wrong hot take that I had to go back and watch that scene to see if any of that exists. And it was just disgusting. Just like, again, like you said, I think you make a good point. If you don't like something, you can stop there. Like, I don't like this.
I can't, but most people can.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to go beyond this. Didn't even the like Resistance, which I didn't care for, didn't ruin anything for me. It didn't ruin any of my enjoyment of other things, because there's plenty more nowadays to like.
I didn't go on Rotten Tomatoes and leave it a bad review.
No, so stupid. And I feel bad for all of the actors and actresses that get caught up in this nonsense and have to deal with it. It's just,
The
I mean,
writers, the
stupid
directors,
are
the
you? Like, yeah, like
showrunners. Yeah.
these people are doing. You can just not like something and walk away. Pro tip.
A bummer. Again, I really like it. I hope we get some more information about those characters someday.
Cool.
You want to keep going?
I think we can, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Let's do it.
All right. So number 5 overall, I had it 7. You had it 4. So I will tell you why I have it at 7, and it's because I just rewatched it.
Okay.
And it is, for me, I did not enjoy it as much the second time around.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the sort of interest and wonder that I felt watching it the first time, like as all of the new things unfold, when you sort of know what's going to happen already, it really dulls that experience for me. And I know we talked about this when the show was going on. The main character, young boy guy, who's, again, I don't remember anyone's name.
Yeah.
Would you
Wim, I think, or something like that. Win,
something like that. The one who's not Max Rebo's kid.
Yeah.
He sucks. Like, he stinks. Like, he's a terrible character to like hang, like 50% of the show around. He's just kind of obnoxious and annoying and almost always wrong, but like they sort of make it seem like he's not, but I don't know.
He was looking for adventure. He was looking for excitement.
I am not saying I disliked it. It is not a bad show. It's a good show, but the rewatch did not hold up. And I just, as I was going through it, it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, I just kind of don't feel where they're going with this. And I like the concept of the hidden bank planet. That's kind of cute. But now what? And what happened to Judd Apatow, whatever that guy's name is?
I don't think you've got the wrong right syllables, maybe wrong.
Judge Reinhold, like whatever's up with Judge Reinhold.
That was right, Judge Reinhold.
Like he just sort of just disappears at the end of the show. So is he still around? Probably. Are they going to do another?
With a smile, though. He's
Yeah,
proud of those whippersnappers.
Are they going to do another season of this? I don't know. Like, the kids are going to get old quick. I mean, this was probably recorded probably 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
Yeah, those kids are like 30 something now, so I don't know. And Judd Apatow is probably in his 80s. So
yeah, so it's just one of those things where like I don't know. Ultimately, it's a fun ride, but I'm kind of walking away from it the second time, going, "But now what? Like, now what happens?" And that's kind of where I got stuck, which is why, again, 7 out of 11 is not. I don't dislike the show. It's a good show.
Again, and that's the tough thing, right? Like we have to justify that these numbers just because there's just better things. It's not that you disliked it.
There are 6 things I liked more.
Yeah, this is crazy that this was number 4 on my list. So that doesn't leave a lot after this. But I loved it. I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times all the way through, and it's been enjoyable for me every time. And I know you didn't like Goonies, so
in fairness, I feel like I always need to have this caveat. I did not see Goonies when I was a kid. I didn't see Goonies for the first time until I was in my 20s, and I think that's an extremely different experience.
I totally agree with that. And I think our friend Mr. Dad just watched Goonies as well recently, and I think he has very similar sentiments to your take on it. But for me, this felt like almost like a comic book for me, where I don't know, I was just able to kind of shut off, sit down, and enjoy it. And what made it even better for me is we watched this as a family. The 2 kids, wife and I, and we all were like in, and just that really like elevated it. Like, and probably just that experience watching it together, wondering what was going to happen next. And it's not a very super deep story. But the characters are, for the most part, really enjoyable. Neil, was just great. I can't remember the girl. Data, I think, was the one girl's name, and then I don't remember the other. But
yeah, you're again. I just watched this.
Her name was not Data.
I don't remember. I don't remember anyone's names.
I thought this was a lot of fun. I really liked the pirate kind of take on everything.
Oh, I do like SM33. Like,
yes,
that is an objectively awesome character.
Yeah, and I did not, and I was really slow on the uptake that was Smee. Like, that took me a while. When I found that out, I was like, oh, that was clever. But I don't know. Get number 4 on my list. I really, really like this one. It was a lot of fun. And I'm up for these kind of one-off, like, side adventures that just try something new. And I think it really worked out well. I like that. What was the only crossover? We saw some of the pirates that are in The Mandalorian were in this. I don't know. I don't know if they, I can't imagine what they would do with the second season, but I would be down for it if they did come up with some story. Or I would like them to forget all of these characters in this cast and just do another completely standalone story.
Well, but I want to know what happens with the planet, though. Like, I feel like the discovery of that planet should have some broader implications on what's going on in the post-Return of the Jedi world.
Yeah, the fastest way to get to the Naboo is through the planet core, though. That's all I can tell you about that. So,
all right. So now we go into number 4, which is basically from here on out, everything is my ranking. So this is my number 4. This is your number 5.
Okay. So I have to go first. This is, again, I wanted to rewatch all of these, and I thought when I was traveling last week I would get the opportunity, but I was just exhausted. Like, I had downloaded these to watch and no idea. Let me think. So Ahsoka, yeah, I like these characters. I was floored that we got to see like Ezra again, because we'll get into that in a little bit. Even Sabine and Ahsoka, these are just great characters in Star Wars. They introduced new characters like what's his name, Balin. I don't remember that. So. And then
the older dark Jedi guy.
Yeah, and then his apprentice. God, I'm really doing bad with the names too. You're contagious here with these names, but I like, these were all characters that I'm super interested in. I want to learn more about the story, like, just kind of trying to pick up the pieces of where we left off in Rebels and with Thrawn and his crew, and the Night Witches or the Night Sisters. Like, I don't know. This was cool stuff. I don't think it came together perfectly. I think there were some decisions made with how the characters were played, which kind of muddied up things a little bit. But I know this was really cool, and I was worried we weren't going to get a season 2. So I'm glad there's a season 2 coming, so we can kind of see where this went, because it was a big build up and then kind of stopped.
It kind of stops. Yeah.
No,
I mean, I echo some of what you said. Like, I love these characters. I think they're great. I think the show is really fun. I did not get a chance to rewatch this one, so this is, and actually from here on out, I haven't been able to rewatch them. But the one thing that I can remember thinking is that the first couple episodes are a little slow, but once things get moving and we end up going to the other galaxy or other universe or whatever the thing is, it gets fun. It gets fun fast. I'll talk about this a little more later. I love Thrawn. Like, he's just one of my absolute favorite characters in all of Star Wars. So I just think this is really good. I think it's good, like you said before, good Star Warsing. I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't know if they're still planning to do sort of that, like, build into a larger movie thing at some
I don't know
point,
what's going on,
because like everything out of Star Wars land seems to be changing like every single year. But I am excited we're getting season 2. I want this story to keep going, and it's exciting, and I'm really, really excited to have these characters in a live action.
It's more Rebels. I mean, to me, that's how I took it. It's just like more Rebels.
All right, so this is kind of like, we're basically simpatico from here on out. So overall, number 3, my number 3, your number 3 is The Mandalorian. I'll go first since you just went first last time. We'll just flop back and forth here. Great show for the most part. Season 3, not as good as seasons 1 and 2, but the introduction of the child, Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever name he has, depending on
didn't see that coming. Yep.
Did not see that coming, was completely floored at the end of that episode. And like the fact that they were able to keep that wrapped up, like that didn't leak anywhere.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Like, that was such a great moment. I really am invested in pretty much every character that's there. There's a lot of interesting storytelling going on. They do this thing that is sometimes brilliant and sometimes annoying, where they have these really cool self-contained episodes that sort of feeds into the larger narrative. So you can kind of dip in and dip out and get some fulfillment. But
Mhm.
also there's that larger story that's being connected. Although sometimes that gets annoying, like when he's babysitting the egg lady.
Oh, on
They
the
get
the ice
trapped on,
planet
yeah,
and
they
the
get trapped on
spiders,
the
yeah.
planet. Like that's kind of like, all right, I really would have preferred the main story being worked on this episode instead of this side quest. That's what
Mhm.
they're called, right? Side quests.
They are, but it was still fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it was good. But this is great show. I have some nitpicks. I have some nitpicks about everything, but I mean, it's I ranked it number 3, so I
Yeah.
enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, same. I mean, you summed it up. You know what? I need to go back and watch this because it's been how long ago was season 1? That's like 30 years, right?
Something like that. It was, I think, 2021, maybe.
This was like Disney Plus, like when it started, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like the launch title of it.
Yeah. So I remember the first season being great. Like I love that. And I don't quite remember season 2. Season 2 and season 3 are kind of like a mix in my head. So I think this would be a fun one to go back and watch. Again, the Mandalorian it took over for Boba Fett. Like
Yeah,
became that new, the bounty hunter, the quiet man of few words, bring you in hot or bring you in cold.
I also feel like his transition into a caring, more moral person feels more natural. Like it makes more sense to me, whereas the Boba Fett one doesn't. It just sort of like, oh, hi, I'm a good guy now. What's up?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I guess the stomach acid from the Sarlacc does that. There's a lot of things like I wish they would have touched on in The Mandalorian, like when he meets, oh my gosh, what was her name? Starbuck. I'm like totally drawing a blank now.
Oh, not Kovari.
No, not Costco Reeves. Kylo Ren, I think her name was.
Yes.
Yes. So, but she tells him that like, oh, you're kind of part of this cult.
Yeah.
With
He's
the
like, what do you mean cult?
Yeah, like this is the way. I would have liked to see them explore that a little bit more. It's killing me that I can't remember. Yeah, you remember Costco Reeves, but can't remember like it's.
And then there's the wolf guy. There's like Axe Wolf body spray. He's one of the other ones.
Yeah, all of the Black series that you
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan, yes, thank you. There it is. Body spray to Bo-Katan. Yeah, and again, like seeing her in the show, that was dynamite. And we got Ahsoka in The Mandalorian before she had her own show. I was like freaking out like on that episode when she kind of appeared in the woods. And then we even got more Luke Skywalker. So it's just like crazy what is happening in The Mandalorian. I really am overdue for a rewatch.
I think I'm gonna fire that one back up as well, especially because that movie's, well, it's not that it's coming out soon, but they have the movie coming out next year, and that should also be some good time.
Yeah, we should definitely pregame for that. So,
all right, cool. So now we got number 2.
We're doing it. I guess we're just doing it all.
Let's do it.
We're doing it all.
All right, Rebels.
It's my turn first on this one.
Your turn.
So I remember watching this. I remember the first episode and thinking, I'm like, God, this is like Aladdin. Like, I'm not going to watch this. This is, watching Ezra jump from rooftop to rooftop. And I don't know what happened, but at some point, this show just exploded. Like, and I don't know if it happened in that first episode, but I became engrossed in Rebels as we were watching this. I remember I was buying it. What did it air on? Like Disney XD or something?
Yeah, like some Disney cable.
And I was just like buying episodes of this, like dying to watch it, like blown away. Was this the first new Star Wars thing that came out that we both kind of just like were like head over heels for?
I think so, yeah, because this is the thing that made me go back to watch the Clone Wars, because I wanted to learn more about Rex and Ahsoka.
100%. Same for me. Like now I had like, I needed to know more about them as characters. But again, these names you could name this whole crew, because everyone on this show was just outstanding. Like the writing of this.
Great. Kanan's great. Hera's great.
Callus, Zeb, like just every like the writing on this was top notch.
Even like that dumb droid, the Excel sheet droid that they picked up along the way. Like even he ended up being awesome. The one who did like the logging on that one ship that they hijacked. But like
I vaguely remember that.
But
This has been a long time.
Yeah, everything is so great. And again, they brought in Grand Admiral Thrawn in the 3rd season. So that's the first time that it got pulled out of the book, the Heir to the Empire books, you know, the Timothy Zahn books, which were like so hugely important to me when those books came out when I was in high school. Like that was like that thing. It's like, hey, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person in the world who still cares about Star Wars.
Yeah. This was a Dave Filoni thing?
Yeah.
Was this is what, and like just again, we watched this years later. You know, I think we watched Ahsoka as a family, and then we came back and watched Rebels, and the kids were all into it. So it was great to see them. And the appeal for this for kids to adults is just like it's there.
Yeah, I mean, I watched this from the day the first episode aired, and just every single episode that ever came out, I saw like the day that it came out. I loved this show, and again, it was also cool because there's a lot of episodes in each season. This isn't one of those like junky, like, oh, here's 6 episods of a show. There's like 20 something episodes of most of these seasons.
I miss this. I miss this kind of TV, like back when you had real seasons versus, oh, here's 8 episodes, here's 6 episodes of something.
Yeah, no, it is excellent. And honestly, it would be my favorite if not for the fact that our collective number 1 is just
is untouchable.
It's just stupid good. And it's almost like the only thing I can say is just, this is perfect.
Yes.
Like it's perfectly excellent. Like no notes. What you've done, other than the fact that it should have been 5 seasons instead of 2 seasons.
Yep, that was my one complaint there. Well, actually, I have 2 complaints.
This show is so perfect. It's so mature and well thought out and well written and well acted, and it plays perfectly into Rogue One. It plays perfectly into the original trilogy. It feels important, like the stakes are real, like what they're doing matters. Even though it's a prequel, it doesn't feel like you know where it's going. Yep. You don't feel like you know what's going to happen to every character. There's still surprises and things like that. It's so good. Like, just so, like, if you remove nostalgia from the equation, it's probably better than the first 3 Star Wars movies. Like, if you just look at it like objectively from a storytelling standpoint, it will never be, because I didn't watch this when I was 3 years old, so I don't have the same emotional wrap up as I do to the first 3 Star Wars movies. But if you just look at this, it's untouchable.
This is definitely, I mean, we both put it at number 1. I don't know what else I could say on top of that. It's just everything, every character, every word spoken, like the dialogue, the interactions, like everything in this show was just top notch. Like you said, we are robbed of more seasons that they did that. I mean, they explained it like, you know, they were saying how like Cassian's going to be like 80 by the time they get to like Rogue One and may not make, but I could watch him forever. And I wish they would retcon Rogue One and, oh, look, a little shuttle got away. Cassian lived, you know, like at the end, because that killed me watching this, knowing his fate, you know? And again, like you said, I never could have anticipated how it got there. And Luthen, just like, freaking character, right?
Yeah, like maybe the highlight of the show for me. Like he's, again, I will never forget how I felt when he's talking to Mon Mothma and she's like, oh, and he's like saying like, yeah, we're gonna have to kill this person. She's like, I don't think I know what you're saying. And he goes, oh, how nice for you.
Yeah,
that's the best line in the entire Star Wars universe.
Yeah, and not to mention his speech to the spy, who I don't remember his name, but when they meet at the top of that elevator, and he's like, you know, what do I sacrifice? Everything, you know, like for this. And Yeah, just an unbelievable show. It just sucks that we got 2 seasons. Again, 2 seasons were amazing, but
Perfect.
we were. I could have gone on watching him forever. Just
the if anything, I think the thing that I find annoying about this show is that there will probably never be Star Wars better than this for the rest of our lives. Like I don't know how they could possibly top that.
It would have to be something brand new. Like I don't know. I don't know how they could. I really don't. I mean, this had everything, and it, like you said, it was so mature and just unreal, like great stuff.
Yeah, it's just it's good. I'm shocked that we got through the whole thing, but I guess we just didn't need to. I think we were we were in lockstep for most of this, that even like the subtle variations, we kind of had the same opinions about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and again, the ones at the bottom of the list, aside from, and even including Resistance, it's not that they're bad. It's just I enjoyed things more than those. So
I think Resistance is bad. I think that's a bad show. I don't like that one. You didn't even get through it.
I did not even get through it. But it's been so long that I actually fired it up and I was gonna try to like watch it again, but it didn't work. I just, not that I turned it off for any reason. I just didn't have time to sit and watch it.
Yeah, you're dead for a real long time. You don't need to waste. You don't need to waste any more time watching that a second time.
So what do we have? Do we have any more shows coming up? We have Ahsoka.
We have Ahsoka. We have the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Mm-hmm.
We have that Starfighter movie, which I don't quite understand.
These are. I'm thinking, is there anything else? Do I need to keep my Disney Plus subscription? Like, are there more stuff coming to Disney Plus? More Star Wars shows?
I still get mine for free from Verizon, even though they are constantly trying to get me off that plan.
I'm sure.
Because they don't offer that plan anymore.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, again, bring on more Star Wars. Like, bring on more good Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm here for the fun.
Bring back the Acolyte. You need it. Yep. You need it. I want more of that. I want another season of the Book of Boba Fett, to be honest with you, where they actually do something with him. That's
do something
that's useful. You know,
I'm telling you, Cobb Vanth. Because wait, wasn't at the end of Book of Boba Fett, wasn't Cobb Vanth in the Bacta tank, or am I thinking of the end of a different show?
I do not remember.
There's because he gets this Cad Bane like shoot Cobb Vanth, or I think. I don't know. I would love it for them to hand it off. Like, I feel like they need to pass the armor, pass the mantle, and just have fun with it. Make it like an A-Team show where it's like, hey, if you could find Boba Fett, he can help. So he helps in the way that the A-Team helps, where they're good guys, but maybe their methods are
a little unscrupulous at times.
Yeah, if they want, I'm saying if they want to make Boba Fett a good guy, that's a path they can take. Or they just have him reflect about all the awful things he has done. Because I know you don't read a lot of the comics, but there's some great comics with Boba Fett. Even him, like when he lost Han Solo in Carbonite and trying to like go get him back and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of really wild things they could do that wouldn't offend people or break things if they just go back and do some kind of like backstories on him.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's in a costume. That's the other thing that I didn't like about Book of Boba Fett is like he had his helmet off all the time.
Yes.
And no disrespect to the fellow who plays him. I can't remember his name.
Gamora. Yeah.
Yeah, him too. No disrespect to him, but I want Boba Fett wearing his helmet. I like him more like the Mandalorian, thinking like, oh no, you don't get to see who Boba Fett is.
Yeah. Again, at some point in that show, like I feel like they just stopped giving him dialogue.
Yeah.
Because he was just standing there and Fennec would be like, what Boba Fett means to say is that, well, here's the plan. We're going to do this. And he's just like, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Put your helmet back on it, I guess, if that's all you're going to do. But
yeah, cool. I would love to see like some maybe do a season do a prequel Book of Boba Fett. Show me some stuff that happened before Empire.
Yeah. Again, I think there's a lot they could do that could just be fun and gratuitous, like Star Wars, like fan service without without causing, without the mods.
Yeah. No mods.
The mods were terrible.
All right, so I think that'll wrap it up. Again, I'm surprised we got through all of it, but I'm glad we did. That means that next week we won't have to do part 2 because we did part 1 and part 2 in this part 0.
Nice, well done. Hour
Well
and 20
done.
minutes, bringing it home.
Bringing it home. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Make sure you say hello if you have some opinions. Tell us if we're wrong. If there's something that you love, say something. If there's something that you hate,
If
to
you see
yourself.
something,
We
say
don't need any
something.
more of that.
Yes, if you see something, say something. Smash the thing.
Don't smash anything.
Smash the like button. Give it a hug. I
Tell us
don't know.
what you like. Don't tell us what you hate. I don't want to know what you hate. I don't care what you hate, but tell us
No,
what you
let's
like.
talk about the good stuff. Cool.
All right.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Perfectly excellent.